Well, hello there, my name is HW, this is my friend Matt, and he knows all of the notes on the guitar. You know, normally I would say my guitars don't have all those notes, but you're playing my guitar. So the cat's out of the bag. I guess I just don't know them all. Bro, we are playing the Sold 100 OD3 profile, and would you believe this is my, like by far, my most requested amp ever? I have gotten more requests for a Soldano 100, and it's finally here. In fact, we had breaking news earlier this week. Here it is, put the graphic in here. HW announces, HW has profiled a Soldano 100. That was me on the Senate floor announcing it to everybody. The internet went crazy. It was good. But did this amp, and in my opinion, hands down one of the single greatest high gain amps like I've ever encountered. Like, I'm not putting anybody else down, but I'm saying if you want like kind of Marshall-esque but higher gain thing, there might be nothing better than this. And I'm probably in good company in saying that because a lot of famous people have played these. Yeah. Including John Mayer's been playing these. So if you're a Mayer fan, obviously this is John's tone. Give us some of that John Mayer tone. Yeah, that's off the new record, I think. Absolutely. Yeah. So I did some really cool things with the effects here, and effects are like something that are really genre specific. So I tried to go a little heavier. So we're actually playing with this this micro pitch shifter chorus, which here, Matt, play this with no ducking, and you're gonna hear like instant, like play Crazy Train again, and you'll hear that absolutely. I mean the Mayer song. Play that, and you'll hear like how strong that chorus is. Fully detuned. That's like 4.8 cents detuned. Pretty high, like in the mix. But turning on that ducking effect, watch, I'll turn it on at 1, and we will hear kind of what it does to the attack. It takes off the attack of the micro pitch, you know.
It comes in.
It just comes in like kind of on when you're holding it out, but you still hear it a little bit. If you really take it down to like, if you take the ducking to 2, and this is a really good trick for like almost any effect in the Kemper, verbs, delays, modulation, you have ducking and it really takes it out. Like if you don't like delay, but you want a little delay to come in at the end of when you're holding out a chord, this will work. If you want a lot of delay in your sound, it's the opposite of what you want, like don't do it. But if you're like playing rock and you feel like I like some of my delay to come out, like maybe when I'm doing lead stuff, it's a really good trick. I didn't do it with the delay here, but here's the ducking at 2, and this is where it's almost like it disappears into the sound of the guitar. You really hear it like it almost like comes up slowly, like surges up when you're holding those notes. And if you play it without it, it just sounds like something's missing. I mean, that sounds good, but not as good as this. I mean, it just sounds like 3D richness, little swirly swirl. Yeah. We did something else. So I would describe this tone as scooped. Yeah, like. Not like overtly scooped, not like overly scooped, not like, you know, Dimebag Darrell, like can full of bees, kind of like, you know what I mean, no mids at all kind of thing. But this is, to me, the sound that you think of in like in this type of amp, right? Yeah. So I added something called the cut the mix. Well, it's actually not cut the mix. It's my adjustments to cut the mix. which is in the Tone Junkie Tone Tools. You can download for free. It's also on this profile. It's been in a bunch of profiles. I don't remember the last time I used it, but it's called Hot Knife. I've called it Hot Knife, and it's supposed to cut a mix like a hot knife through butter. It gives the amp a different voicing, much more mids forward. Yeah. Off sounds like this. On. Yeah, like to me, two guitars in a band, you do one way, one the other. You've got something to sort of sit on. This is if you really want to cram mid-range. Like, so that was a mid-forward thing, but that's like mid-EQ in the back, mid-EQ in the front. So like modern pickups like this guy, this is a Rasmus modern, but it's like a Sir modern, you know? Mm-hmm. You get...
I found this on the web.
What you get is, you get not the most mid-forward pickup. They're not vintage voiced, but if you want to make it more vintage voiced, you can really cram mids at the front, and you get something different, maybe something that works well for leads. Play that same sort of lick. Like, to me, that sounds like a Mesa with the mids cranked. Mm-hmm. And if you play like, Matt, play like something kind of just like leady without it. Cool. And then with it, sounds like this. It's like a lot of that Tube Screamer-esque mid-range without gain. It just, you're like, it's like revoicing the pickups or revoicing the amp. Mm-hmm. And both of those are the fatness EQ. Here is, well, that's if you just wanted a Tube Screamer, it would sound like this. And that is, I mean, that's all the mid you can kind of cram in the front. If you want to sound like Eddie, I guess he sounds like this. Yep. Perfect John Mayer tone. No, I'm really proud of the way these came out. I think they sound great. I think they sound excellent. I did a couple of different, so that's like the M speakers, my favorite cab. It's actually my 69 Marshall cab, which I feel like is total, like what this amp was inspired to do. Like, that's what a Plexi kind of would use, and that's what most people would have been using with a Plexi. And then this amp in the early 80s tries to like do something more. I feel like it's kind of best voice for that. But if you want a very different voicing, I took a very different cab and kind of gave you this kind of thing right here. And here's well, here it is with here it is with just a different speaker, very different speaker, much more mid forward, and I've got like nothing on here except that little bit of mod, delay, and verb. Do the Crazy Train thing again. Way more like shallow in the low end, vintage kind of voice thing. Depending on the guitar, like it might work better, might not work as well. I mean, I feel like the M speaker is more classic for this, but this kind of reminds me, if I low shift this cab down just slightly, you get a little more low end, and it reminds me of like maybe the early kind of metal tone, which this is, which is actually a lot cleaner than we... If you go back and listen, it's a lot cleaner than we think of it. Like, we're playing this a lot of gain. It doesn't sound like this, but it is sort of EQ-wise, it's a little more palatable for a mix without so much low end. Mm-hmm. Try that in Crazy Train. Yeah, I don't know. Yeah. To me, you're not on the bass player. You're not on anybody. You know, you're just you're in your own world there. But this is my favorite profile. Well, my my name has been HW. Let's all give it up for Matt. This is his first day playing the guitar, and he did a spectacular job. HW and Matt, out.